Hello there. I am Christina Ciceron of Ciceron Law, Community Association Counsel. Welcome to this month's edition of Legal News that you can use. This month we are talking about, drum roll please, rules enforcement at your homeowners association. Specifically, we are going to talk about enforcement mechanisms that are available when a homeowner fails to follow the rules. This is the first of a two-part series regarding rules and regulations. This month, we're going to talk about the 3 enforcement mechanisms that are available when a homeowner fails to follow the rules. And next month, we will discuss the pitfalls that can occur when members of the board fail to enforce their governing documents. Let's get started. Enforcement mechanism number 1 is the imposition of fines. The most important thing that I can tell you about fines is that the purpose of a fine is to deter bad behavior and not to punish a homeowner. It is very unlikely that a court will uphold a fine if the value of the fine is higher than the offense that was committed. The second enforcement mechanism, and this one is my favorite, is the suspension of privileges. It's my favorite because it's very likely that when you suspend a homeowner's privileges, they will comply with the governing documents. The most important thing I can tell you about suspension of privileges is that the only way you can do it is if your CC&R specifically state that when a homeowner has a violation on their account, you have the right to suspend the privileges. Privileges can only be suspended with due process and notice. So to suspend a member's privileges, you call them to a hearing and give them notice that the privileges are going to be suspended. One of the favorite parts of my job is when a homeowner actually comes into compliance because they can't use their fob or because they don't like the fact that they can't get into the gym or a common area privilege facility. It's a great way to get enforcement of your governing documents. Last but not least, the third remedy is judicial enforcement. This is my least favorite, and I know that sounds funny because I'm an attorney, but judicial enforcement is expensive and it can be time consuming. So I suggest that you use the court as a last resource to get compliance to your governing documents. I also suggest that you utilize the small claims court when you can because the timeline is much faster and a money judgment in small claims court is just as good as a money judgment in superior court. They're exactly the same. Next month, we will talk about the bad things that can happen when a board of directors fails to enforce their governing documents. I'm not suggesting that you become the board that walks around with a clipboard citing violations and making everyone feel like you're the Gestapo at the HOA, but I am suggesting that if a homeowner comes to you and suggests that there is bad behavior going on, that you investigate and make a good faith effort to ensure that the behavior is handled by enforcement of your governing documents. Please like us on Facebook, leave us some feedback down below about topics that you'd like us to cover in the upcoming months, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel. Until next time. This month, we are talking about maintenance matrices. It is back to school time and probably a good time while everybody is getting school supplies to think about how maintenance supplies, issues, and obligations are handled at your homeowners association.